On the 22nd of December 2004, Hadhrat travelled to France. The highlight of this tour was the annual convention of France, which was held on the 26th, 27th and 28th of December, to coincide with the annual convention of Qadian. During the convention, Hadhrat not only addressed the audiences present in France, but also addressed the gathering in Qadian. His addresses were relayed live from France on MTA International. Many eminent personalities, including the French President, Jacques Chirac, and the Prime Minister, Jean-Pierre Raffarin, sent special messages of goodwill and welcome, which were read at the Jalsa. During this trip, Hadhrat also paid an official visit to the famous palace, Chateau de Versailles. The visit was arranged through the French Ministry of Cultural Affairs and the Ministry of Internal Affairs. In January 2005, Hadhrat paid a visit to Ahmadi communities in Spain. He arrived in Spain on the 1st of January 2005. Ahmadis living in Spain got the opportunity of meeting with the exalted personage and benefiting from his sublime discourses. The most salient features of this tour were Hadhrat's addresses at the annual convention of the Ahmadiyya community in Spain. It was the first time in the history of Spain that a convention was graced by the presence of a Khalifa. During this trip on the 11th of September, Hadhrat visited Gibraltar, where he met the Governor and Commander-in-Chief of Gibraltar, Sir Francis Richard, at Governor House. The meeting lasted for over half an hour, and various matters of mutual interest were discussed. During the same year, from the 26th of April to the 25th of May, Hadhrat travelled to East Africa. He visited Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda. This was again a very successful visit. In Kenya, Hadhrat addressed their 40th annual convention on the 28th and 29th of April. Both the addresses were televised live across the globe on MTA International. This was the first ever live transmission of MTA International done from the soil of East Africa. The Vice President of Kenya, Honourable Mudi Awori, also addressed the Jalsa and thanked Hadhrat on behalf of the Kenyan government for visiting Kenya and for the humanitarian services of the Jamaat in Kenya. While in Nairobi, Hadhrat also attended a reception given in his honour at the Nairobi Serenia Hotel, which was attended by various cabinet ministers and other eminent personalities of Kenya. Hadhrat arrived in Tanzania on the 8th of May 2005. During his stay, he addressed the annual convention of the Ahmadiyya community in Tanzania. This was the first annual convention of the community in Tanzania graced by a Khalifa. On the 13th of May, Hadhrat met the Prime Minister of Tanzania, Honourable Frederick T. Somei, at the Prime Minister House. The Prime Minister discussed various issues of mutual interest and was highly appreciative of the humanitarian services of the Jamaat during the meeting. On the 14th of May, Hadhrat was invited by the President of Tanzania, His Excellency William Mkapa, to the State House. The President welcomed Hadhrat in Tanzania and praised the services of the Jamaat. Hadhrat arrived in Uganda on the 17th of May 2005. Hadhrat was welcomed at the airport by the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. The highlight of the tour was the annual convention of Uganda, which was addressed by Hadhrat on the 19th and 20th of May. This was a historic day for Uganda, as it was the first ever convention graced by a Khalifa.
By the grace of Allah, that you are going to start and you have already started, I should say, the 20th Jalsa Salana of Jamaat Ahmadiyya, Uganda.
In June 2005, Hadhrat visited Canada. He arrived in Vancouver on the 4th of June 2005, where he was given the privileges of a state VIP by the Canadian government, and the Federal Police Force of Canada was appointed for Hadhrat's security during the trip. Various eminent personalities, including Canadian MPs and ministers, attended these ceremonies.
And I can tell you, my friends, there is no more beautiful flower in our garden than those of our brothers and our sisters in the Ahmadiyya community. It is wonderful to be here. I know this convention will be a tremendous success, and I'm just honored to have an opportunity to be here with you today.
During this visit, Hadhrat addressed the 29th annual convention of the Canada Jamaat held in Mississauga from the 24th of June to the 26th of June 2005. In August 2005, Hadhrat paid an eventful visit to Germany, Belgium, Denmark, Sweden, Norway and Holland. He left London on the 22nd of August for Germany, breaking journey in Brussels, Belgium. The primary purpose of the Germany tour was to address their annual convention, which was held on the 26th, 27th and 28th of August in Mannheim, Germany. On the 6th of September, Hadhrat left for Denmark. His arrival at the Nusrat Yahya Mosque, Copenhagen, was widely covered by the national media. Hadhrat also answered questions by the press and gave an interview to Denmark's national TV channel, TV2. On the 7th of September, a reception was given in Hadhrat's honor, which was attended by the Minister of Immigrants and Integration. Members of Parliament, journalists, professors, doctors, artists, and various other important personalities. On the 11th of September, Hadhrat arrived in Sweden to attend and address the annual convention of the Scandinavian countries, which was held on the 16th, 17th and 18th of September. A reception was given in Hadhrat's honor on the 17th of September, which was attended by a number of distinguished guests from different walks of life, including 14 members of Parliament and 8 police chiefs. On the 18th of September, Hadhrat arrived in Oslo, Norway, where a reception was given in his honor on the 24th of September at the Grand Hotel. Hadhrat was welcomed by the mayor of Oslo and the representative of the Prime Minister of Norway and other prominent public figures of Norway. The 1st of October 2005 is a huge milestone in the history of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, as on this day, Hadhrat Khalifatul Masih V inaugurated the Jamia Ahmadiyya UK, which is the community's first college of theological studies in Europe. The community is running similar colleges in Qadian, Rabwa, Ghana, Nigeria, Tanzania, Indonesia, and Canada, but there was no institute in Europe to cater for the needs of European students. Hadhrat took personal interest in establishing this college, and the entire project was set up under his direct guidance. On the 11th of November 2005, Hadhrat inaugurated the newly built Nasser Mosque in Hartlepool, the United Kingdom. This was the first ever mosque built in that part of the country. City officials, newspaper and TV reporters attended the opening ceremony, and it was widely publicized in the media.